Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Hero Highlight, where we talk about our D&D characters, campaigns, and their worlds. I am Void, and this is Chloe. She's showing me a fungal folk at the moment. But together we have about 10 years of D&D experience, and today's episode is going to be on companions and basically pets that are in the world.
Yes.
Not NPCs that have been adopted by the party that are usually an animal.
Yes. I'm gonna go first and we'll
Yes.
kind of bounce.
Yes.
So first one I'm using currently is a little 2x2 square that used to be a gelatinous ooze or gelatinous cube.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a leftover piece that gained sentience, and it's so tiny it can't really devour anything. But, so my character, Danira, has this little thing, and, one of her traits is that she easily breaks things. So, she just randomly found this piece of cube. And I'm sure it's one of those things, she was young when she found it. She was just, looking around, exploring the circus. And, all of a sudden, I found a thing! And everyone would be like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, it's mine now.
It's like if a kid found a pet rock, but the pet rock has, the, I don't know, slight possibility to turn into a monster and eat everyone.
Yeah.
Because, gelatinous cubes are, a pretty standardized villain. Not villain, but monster.
Yeah.
And they're massive and they're terrifying, and you can't use blunt force on them, and they just kind of become sponges. But yeah, this basically big gelatinous cube got destroyed, and then residual magic made it a
tiny thing.
Slime fidget.
Yeah. That's essentially what it's become. She keeps it appeased by giving it an inch cube of meat.
Oh yeah, it just gives it a little chunk. I mean, bugs and stuff would be good for it too. I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah. Just cube.
But just of cube. And then doesn't it have a square pouch that it lives in on her hip or something?
Yeah, on her belt she keeps a little square kind of holster thing that she just kind of can slip it in and then pull it out. But it's got a little nice cover, and it's nice and insulated in there so it doesn't get hurt.
Because she's an ASMR, so she'll go flying sometimes, so cover is good.
Yes.
Good. So that's one of your current companions.
Yeah.
My current companion is my Tiefling Ranger Rancher's cow.
Say that 3 times fast.
I say Tiefling Ranger Rancher a lot. I say it more than I probably should because he is my current character. But he's a rancher, meaning he raises cattle, and he decides that he's bored of living on the ranch and wants to go out and explore. What? Good.
Continue.
Chaos mode. So he decides that he's gonna leave, and he doesn't have a lot of money because he just kind of works for trade. But he decides to bring this calf that had bonded with him, Infernia, and she's a Highlander cow that's brown and white spots, pretty typical cow-looking thing. But he takes her with him mainly as an insurance policy of if he needs to carry a cart, he has her. She's a little too small right now. She can carry wagons, but
The little horn nubbers.
she got little horn nubbies. But when she gets bigger, then she'll be able to pull cart, she'll be able to plow. He can sell her fur as yarn stuff because it's long fur, and then he can milk her if she gets pregnant, because cows have to get pregnant to milk, I think.
Yes?
I don't know how cows work. We weren't there. We weren't going to talk about pregnant cows, but it was an option. But basically Miller takes this cow with him, and when he takes her as a bubba, when he breaks into the bar, he doesn't break into the bar, but he kicks the door down of this bar. He's just like, I want a drink. So he goes there, and then they all head out at some point. And it was a way for the party to gather kind of around this baby cow. And he's just like, oh yeah, say hi, she's super nice. She won't hurt nobody, she's great. So then they all kind of bonded over her, and it brought the party together. So she was very good for that. Normally I ban companions because they are a pain in the ass to keep track of. You have to treat them as a character in all your battles, and those already drag out long enough with what should I do, all this type of stuff. But I gave Miller his cow because I figured it would be a plot point at some point or something along those lines. And then I actually had a plush cow so I wouldn't forget about her.
And I made it, and like as DM, I made it very clear. It's like, if you're going to have this thing, you have to take care of it. You have to make sure that you know where it is, because like, if you don't mention Infernia for like, as you guys are walking, next thing you know, you're gonna be 3 towns away from her.
Yeah, so we figured that would happen at some point, and there would be a plot point to go back to find her.
Natural consequences.
Yeah, and that's how I would treat companions as a DM now. They're really fun, they're really cute, they're hard to maintain. So a lot of time I will just have characters take care of it for a session, and then I go, okay, you have to put it up in room and board for something. So, like, Infernia, we had to go do this other quest, so he dropped her off at a stable and just paid him off of, like, here you go, hold on to her, I'll be back for her in, like, 3 days or whatever, or he left it at his parents' ranch, so she could just, she's there for however long, but you have to come back to the ranch to get her. But I just see companions get forgotten about, and then I hate the Pokemon thing of, like, oh, well, they just sprung out of my pocket. But it's like, that's a cow, that doesn't, no. Like,
and like, they can sometimes be like super overpowered in battle. So I had a player who had a raven companion that them and another player got really good at this one thing, and it was creating a ring of fire and then having, because I would constantly choose dumb things for some reason, don't know why. But so the raven could just fly back and forth above the ring of fire, and the dumb thing would just follow it through, sit in the ring of fire, and then like walk out of it and then get back inside of the ring of fire.
So it would get burnt every time it passed the ring?
Yeah.
So why was it going in and out of the ring?
Because it was distracted. It heard the noise of the bird and was like, what the fuck is that? And would like go to investigate.
That's the other problem that I see, is if you get a companion, everyone forgets that it's fucking stupid. Like, they're meant to be stupid, so it's good that it got distracted, but also, I would just light that thing on fire. It's dead now. Like, it was too stupid.
Well, no, so the companion was the bird.
Okay.
Destroying my monsters.
Okay, so what was the bird doing?
It was flying back and forth above the ring of fire.
Oh, it was leading your dumb monster.
Yes.
Oh.
Back and forth and killing it like that.
Oh, yeah. At that point, I would just... I don't know. I'd probably have the
Oop, your bird went up in flames.
Yeah, your bird's on fire now. It's dead now. Or the dumb creature just gets bored of it, because it's gonna learn, if I follow this thing I get hurt, so I'm gonna not do that.
Yeah.
Just some kind of limiter on it.
Yeah, and I just hadn't found that point, and we kind of didn't get too far after that.
And then what about your demon dog thing?
Oh! Okay, so I was a part of a campaign, and we happened to be in a really weird like alternative reality, but we got a dog named Barkley. It was a hellhound puppy, and my character and this other character essentially like fell in love and parented this puppy, even though it loved a completely different character. Well, when the illusion ended, there was no more Barkley. So like I made this gif of like literally like a hellhound puppy picture, not gif, meme. Fake meme.
Okay.
And it was like, rip Barkley, taken away by a mean DM too soon.
Nice.
And we had gotten farther into the campaign, and the DM was like, oh, you guys are going to an animal shelter. And we were all like super sad. Oh my god, are we getting Barkley back? And we got him back. However, the DM was like, I wasn't planning on that specifically. But you guys were just so excited about it. I gave him back.
Well, that's a good point with companions of the players do get attached to them, and it is good to indulge in that as long as it doesn't get in the way of the playthrough of like the battle sequence. So I think a workaround for that could just be the companions are benched for any battle if they're too scared of this thing, so they run off and they're not part of it.
And he was a baby, a puppy.
Yeah, so I think that might be a good way to get around it.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of players will adopt as many animals as possible. They'll try to befriend the bugbear. They'll try to befriend the dragon baby. And I think it's a good idea to continue with that train of thought. Let them do that thing. But have it be, okay, as it grows up, you have to feed it 200 pounds of meat a day. And it becomes a big pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Just so that way they can kind of feel your pain a little bit as a DM trying to maintain this animal.
And, like, honestly, I feel like if you're going to have a companion, you need to be smart about your companion.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we had Barkley, I was like, okay, where's Barkley in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
Or the other player and I, we were like, okay, we've got Barkley on us. Like, the one character's carrying Barkley in this situation.
Yeah, you just have to put that into the storyline and it not just be for convenience.
Yeah, and, like, we also adopted a child somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So that was also a thing. That was, like, our companion.
Mm-hmm.
Another companion was that we had this kid that, he also had a B name, but I don't remember it. I just thought it was a funny B name.
Yeah.
But it was a, like, tiny drow child that we essentially adopted. Like, 9 times out of 10, it was just like, oh yeah, he's on Merlin's back.
Yeah. Because a lot of the time it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot I have a fucking kid.
Yeah.
And I always want to pull like a, you know the dogs in Minecraft, how they follow you forever and you forget about them and then they just end up in lava?
Oh!
No, that is the fate of every dog in Minecraft. You either sit them down and you forget where they are and they're sitting forever waiting for you to come home. Or they're following you and then they just end up either drowning or in lava.
Fuck.
Yeah, you know in the Minecraft world how the cats keep falling into the lava pit?
That's your fault.
It's part of the farm. But I feel like that happens in campaigns of either the companion is a pocket monster where it lives in your pocket and it's just there until you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't like. And, like, I've had a couple players be like, I have a ferret and he just lives in my pouch and eats my snacks. So I'll just remind them, you're missing a ration because the ferret fucking ate it.
Yeah.
But if it's like a big thing, it's like, oh, you're gonna get murderized at some point and it's gonna be tragic, but you gotta just make that part of the plot at that point.
Yeah. Because, like, my character, I had another, that same character, this one I was really bad about, had an avocado. So it was like an avocado.
Okay.
But the seed was sentient. It was a tiny cat seed.
Was the entirety of this thing a monster, or was it a cat that lives in an avocado?
It's a monster, because it's, so the pit of an avocado.
Yes. Baby cat?
Yes. Just give it, like, ears and leggies and a tail.
Okay, but what's the avocado part?
It's fruit. It can grow the fruit out on it.
What? So the avocado is the seed and the seed is the cat?
Yes. So the mom is the tree.
Okay.
That grew from a pit.
Okay.
And so the tree's goal is to get her kids to go off and spread.
Okay.
So, like, that's the cat. So the avocado is like they're cushioned to when they fall.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, then they either wait until the fruit rots around them, or somebody picks them up.
Okay, so it's a normal avocado, but the seed is
A sentient cat.
and the cat's trying to run off to plant another seed to be a mama cat tree.
Yes.
and it's cute, so humans will pick it up and walk away with it?
Yes.
Okay, so what did you do with this thing?
It was just in her pocket.
Okay, like with the slime.
Healing benefits with its fruit. Like it could grow fruit.
But you'd have to plant it to grow the fruit.
No.
See, that seems dumb.
The fact that it could just spontaneously grow flesh?
Yes. Yeah, that's weird.
Eh.
Like, does it just get like a lump berry on its back and you suck it off? What?
No! It's a pit that literally will, like, the fruit. It'll grow and look like a normal avocado.
Oh, so it regenerates its...
Yes!
Okay, it's a...
Oh my goodness.
So it's an avocado, and you eat the green bit, and then it'll regrow the green bit.
Yes.
As like a self-defense mechanism, but then you eat it again.
Yes. Because it has healing properties.
Okay, so this poor cat's just dumping energy into a Sisyphean... The man that pushed the boulder up the hill?
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Sisyphean.
Okay.
A Sisyphean act of constantly just producing this fruit to be stolen.
Yes. But it is getting the chance to explore and get farther.
It lives in your pocket. What's it gonna see from the pocket?
It's moving away from home.
So at what point does it fall out of your bag and cause a nightmarish-like tree to spawn in the middle of a pathway? And it's just meowing. Thousands of meows thundering through this valley. Because one fucking seed dropped and it just respawned infinitely. So it's just a screaming, meowing tree of death.
You make this sound worse than it is. Hold on. You can look up the fucking avocado.
That doesn't help my viewers.
Look up the fucking avocado.
Avocado.
That one.
Okay, it may have offended my familiar when I told it was the best type of fat. What?
Avocados. They're really good fat. It's
Okay.
the good type of fat.
Okay, so you literally have a pit-sized animal that grows avocado around its spinal column? How does it develop the avocado?
It's edible armor.
Okay, so it's trying so damn hard to protect itself, and its tail is the stem, so it grows from its tail. It's very cute, but I'm nervous about the constant flesh growing.
Well, it would only grow the flesh when you eat it.
Yeah.
It needed to protect itself.
But it's gonna go bad. It's gonna get brown and mushy.
Eventually.
Why does it speak a language? It speaks Sylvian. Why does it... isn't that horse?
I don't know.
Is it Sylvian horse? Hang on, we're going down this rabbit hole together.
D&D.
Oh god. Language. That's close enough. Yeah. Oh, it's the language of the Fae, not the horses.
Well, duh! The fucking Sylvian, Eevee.
Sylvian? The trans one?
Yes! Sylvian?
Oh, I don't know. What's horse language? Centaur language D&D. What's that? They speak Centaur. Good. I thought they had something. I don't know.
I don't know. How far are we in?
We have plenty of time.
Okay.
Tell me another monster that I can be confused about. Tell me another... Look in your little book.
Okay.
Give me another monster to be confused about. This is... Because I don't have any more companions. I don't allow them, mainly.
Take the owlbear.
Oh, I know what that is. That's an owlbear, but small.
Yes.
I know that one. That's not confusing.
Okay, you were confused about the maw, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me about the maw, because it looks like the Angry Bunnies from the early 2000s.
Yes. Okay, so the maw is a creature.
Okay, we're good.
A seat again. So, however, it is a disembodied mouth floating in the air. it casts an illusion on itself to make it look appealing to eat people.
So it's a confused mimic.
No, because the digestive tract is in a small pocket dimension.
Oh, it's like what I did with Pup.
Yes. So he has a maw in his stomach.
Because I call it a maw. No, like that, because basically I have a human that got killed by a mimic, but had a totem of undying, and then they fused into one thing. And basically below his ribcage, but above his hips, is just a maw, and it's just that pocket dimension mouth of it'll constantly eat, so its name is Pit. So maybe Pit counts as a companion then, because he has a parasitic symbiotic relationship with Pup.
Yeah.
So Pup is a human, but he's an undead human, but not a zombie. He's just like immortal because he has, I don't know. He's immortal. Just go with it. But he has this parasitic maw inside of him that's just a mimic mouth that is part of his body, and it just has a venom style tongue that will just like wrap it around food and like drag it in. So if you're within like a foot of him, he's probably licking you. Yeah, Pup has to wear a belt because sometimes yeah. I'm worried about the fan fiction if he ever becomes a popular character, because it's Venom's tongue, but like at belt line.
Why?
He needed to eat, I gave him a tongue, and it just happened to have the tentacle thing.
Oh my god.
I didn't mean for it to happen, it's just, it needed to eat on its own, because Pup and him have different brains, so he uses the tongue as a tentacle to grab food objects to eat, like an elephant trunk, but it acts more like a tentacle because of the way it moves, because it's a tongue that's like 2 feet long.
This looks like Mexican fucking Rocket.
What?
It looks like fucking Mexican Rocket!
Oh, it's a raccoon with a sombrero. That's what she means by that. I thought you... I was thinking a piece of candy.
It's called a tanuki.
That's Chinese, honey. Not Mexican.
Look at the fucking sombrero!
You're peeking my mic.
I don't care!
Yeah, tanukis are a thing.
I just...
We're confused by companions. Apparently I have a companion that turned into a adult toy. And then...
You didn't have to say it! I know everyone was thinking it! But no, you didn't have to fucking say it!
Does it help that Pup does favors for money sometimes?
No!
Because does that make it better if it's like intentional then?
No!
Does it help if the mimic likes it? I'm not drunk.
I'm going to leave.
Okay, have you ever had experiences with mimics? Have you put them into your campaign? Are those a thing? Have you tried to tame a mimic?
No, but I almost got killed by a mimic.
Yeah.
So that same campaign that we got Barkley and the kid.
Yep.
We also ended up, so we got trapped by a city of female-led drow people.
Okay.
That hated men.
Death by Snoo Snoo. If you know Futurama, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's an Amazonian planet of women, and when they find men, they fuck them until they're broken and dead because they repopulate, and that's the only way to do it, is death by Snoo Snoo.
Oh my god!
And they are big mommies of Amazonian women.
I'm done with you. Oh my god! I did not need that in my head today.
They just show skeletons with shattered pelvises. And thumbs up.
Of course, because it's Futurama.
Yeah.
Our stuff had been taken, and we tried to get our shit back, and it was a mimic.
Oh, okay. Did you get dead?
No.
Okay. Almost dead.
I took a little bit of damage, but like we recognized it soon enough and just ran out of the room.
I remembered a companion I had.
Oh!
Remember the giant mushroom?
What?
So
No!
my first character, Gore, he licked walls and passed out.
Oh!
At one point, we needed to dissolve him because he wasn't a good character. He's mentioned in my first and favorites episode.
Mm-hmm.
But we needed to get rid of him. So we just kind of put him into a 2-foot mushroom that had little feet. And he would just kind of follow around that way.
This thing.
I don't know. I forget what we did exactly, but basically we had this big old 2-foot mushroom, and at one point it got cut in half, and then it just spawned 2 other mushrooms. So it was 2 smaller mushrooms at that point. One of which was Gore, one of them was just a random mushroom. And then we just lost track of them. They wandered into the woods together to make mushroom babies, and that's how we killed Gore. I'm okay, I promise.
What the fuck?
Listen, this is also...
You made fucking fungal folk.
Yeah. But this is also from the same campaign that had Murder Hobo... God, what's it called? What's the class where you get to teleport and mind bend? Psionics. Our DM's guide was a psionic hobo, like literally, that would just pop up and be like, "Hi, yeah, you're fucking this up," and then it would disappear again.
They did not make this very not Pokemon.
It's just Bulbasaur.
They call it Bloomcrawler.
It's a Bulbasaur.
It's a frog with a bloom on its butt.
Think of Bulbasaur, but discount and monstery. That's what we're looking at.
They were very excited about the Denticle.
What is that?
So, it is any tooth cast aside, be it by scurvy or youth, risks becoming an undead. The spirit of vengeance comes to all skeletal bodies left with unfinished business, and teeth are no different.
Okay, but evil tooth fairy.
Yeah.
It's just teeth that run around.
Most common tentacles form when a fairy fails to find them. Instead of attacking their creator, they wait for fairies who visit other teeth and attack them using small wooden spears. This ironically forms more tentacles from the defeated teeth until entire settlements become plagued with fairy-hating chompers. So this is from Stibble's Codex of Companions by Eldermancy Press.
Would recommend, just
Logan
confused.
Reese. Yes. You know, I really love Eldermancy because this is a really interesting book, and we'll get more into when we have our menu tavern episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do how to flavor your NPCs in taverns.
How to flavor?
Yeah, like story flavor.
Okay.
Not just there's a man at the bar. It's like...
Yeah, true.
How to make your taverns not boring.
It's a hand axe.
It's just a hand with an axe tied to the bone. Does it just... Okay.
We're chaos.
Okay. Final opinions on companions.
They are okay when used sparingly and correctly. However, if you get a player that tries to be OP with them, say fuck the character and oops, I killed the companion.
It's okay to kill them, is what we're saying. And if your players throw a fit, have them adopt a different thing that will inevitably die. They'll learn their lesson eventually. Alright, quote of the episode.
We got Barkley back.
We got Barkley back. The other one that I was thinking about is Miller's morbid, what happens if Infernia gets hurt? So my ranger, we're talking about it, and we go to a tavern, and there's steak on the menu, and everyone kind of looks at Miller, and he goes, "What, I'm gonna eat it? I'm a rancher, we make it to eat." They're like, "But what about Infernia?" "Yeah, when she gets old, I'll put her down and I'll eat her so she doesn't go to waste." And he means that with the most love possible.
Mm-hmm.
with that, we will see you guys in the next week. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, let us know if you have any good companion stories to turn us around, because we both don't like them.
No.
So please tell us, change our
good.
minds. Change our minds. All right, with that, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.